start. A couple of people just trying to get into the meeting at the last minute. My name, Chris Watson, privileged to be here this morning as your selling auctioneer, or this afternoon, just ticked over to the afternoon. A couple of properties, two fantastic offerings that we have on offer for you here today. Ladies and gentlemen, today's auction, of course, they will be conducted in accordance with the rules that are made available before the start of the auction. The auction rules prohibit an auctioneer from accepting any late bid or offers for the property after the property has been knocked down. What that means in layman's terms, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to call the properties 3 times. First call, second call, third and final call. But when the gavel falls, all over, Red Rover can't take any late bid or offers past that point. If we do find ourselves, ladies and gentlemen, in a position where you are the highest bidder, but we have not yet met the vendor's reserve price, that is a fantastic position to be in, because what that means is that you will close the door on all the other competition, all the other interested buyers, and we will deal exclusively with you in a one-on-one opportunity. So in the land of auctions, if you want to be first, you have to be last. Auction rule prohibited auctioneer for accepting late bidder offers property will be knocked down. The vendors, they do have a reserve prices. As auctioneer, I'll indicate bidders on request. The law prohibits false bids and prohibits bidders attempting to stop other bidders from bidding, and the law does provide fines for this conduct. The rules, they do permit vendor bids. I'll make it really simple and really obvious if I'm going to make a bid on behalf of the vendor. In fact, I'll make it so simple and so obvious, I'll even use those words, vendor bid. And by law, only I, as the auctioneer, may make a vendor bid. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's a couple of ways that you can bid here this afternoon. Option number one, if you can bid like you would on the street, you can yell out your bid, put your hand up, don't raise your hand. I saw that someone raised their hand. Don't raise your hand in the meeting. That's not a bid, but you can yell out your bid. I will see you and I will hear you. Of course, you to be able to do that, you have to have your camera and your microphone turned on. The second option, which is, I know that some of the bidders are on the phone with some, you can verbalise your bid to some of the agents on the phone, and they will bid on your behalf. This third option, which is probably the option that I would recommend, this way works the best. We've been doing these online auctions for almost 3 years now, is down the bottom right, you'll see two little people and the number 10. That is how many people are on today's meeting. Next to that is a speech bubble or a little blurb. That is the chat function. So what you're able to do is you can type your your bid into the chat function in call messages, and it will pop up on my screen. That's probably the way that I would recommend here to bid. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. The first property up for auction, and you're bidding today, 24/77 to 79 at Bayswater Road in Croydon, presented, of course, by Olivia Mackie, who's been handling your questions and queries regarding today's sale for the past few. Call for a 10% deposit upon signing of the contract. That deposit can be paid electronically through our system, of course. The balance to be paid in 30 to 45 days' time. Again, signing of the contract, that can all be done electronically as well. And what I've highlighted before, what offering we have on offer for you. You can see the photos going through the meeting with 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 3 car accommodation on title. Newly renovated, literally do not need to do a single thing. Painted, flooring, kitchen, bathroom. It is all the north-facing yard, got the spa at the back, the bar. It's a great party house. Certainly, the vendors have had some great parties over the years. I'm sure the purchaser will have more parties as well. For the investors in the crowd, you predict would be $475 to $525 in its current condition. Well, that's probably enough out of me. I'll throw it over to you. Opening bidder offer. Get me underway. Where do we start? I understand the first bid's always the hardest bid. Everyone's a little bit nervous, I understand, but it's golden when it comes to the land of auctions. Yell out your bid, type it in the chat, tell the agent on the phone. We can start anywhere you like. Happy to start it with a vendor bid. Just means that you have to bid over the top of me if I start on a vendor bid. Where do we go? Anywhere we like. All right, well, we'll start it off with me, the vendor bid at 500,000. Nice round number. Hell of a lot of real estate here for that number. At 500,000, clearly bid it off, and I've got it here with me, the vendor starter at 5. At 5 up on top. Another zero needed there, Becky. At 500,000, clearly bid it off now. Where do we start? Where do we go? At 500,000, going to call it 3 times. First call at $500,000. 510, jump on in. Second call, 500,000. Third, final call at $500,000. Nice round and even $500,000. Surely not silent here.
At a 1.
In the property, I know. Plenty of buyers that Olivia's been talking to are hoping that this happens, hoping the property doesn't sell at auction so they can put their offer in conditionally after the auction. You want to
at 1,000.
510, thank you there, Colin. I got it there at 510 with you. At 510.
No, 1,000.
Not taking 1,000, Colin. I'll take 10, not $1 less. 510, can I say?
No, 01.
510, I'm searching. I'll hang out for the 510. At 500,000, not taking $1,000, Colin. Appreciate the offer, though. At 500,000, 510, jump in if you like. Otherwise, what happens, Colin? Pass it in on a vendor bid. You don't get any advantage. No right to negotiate. We'll take your offer. We'll put it in an envelope. We'll grab the other offers. We'll pick the best one. Not a very good strategy. 510, give yourself the chance.
I'll meet you in the middle at 5.
510 is where I'm searching. Appreciate the negotiation tactics. 510, not $1 less, Colin. At 510, otherwise, you have no advantage. Like I said, we'll take your offer, the other offers, put them in the envelope, take them around the vendor's house. I'll pick the best one. 510, give yourself the exclusivity to deal with the vendor. What would you like to do, Colin?
I'll stick with the 5.
All right, appreciate the offer. I'll take the 505. Why not? And then I'll vendor bid with me at 510. So the bid with me at 510,000. At 510, clearly bid off now. Where do we go from here, Colin? 510 with me, the vendor.
No higher.
No more. I appreciate it. At 510,000, clearly bid with me, the vendor. I'm going to call it 3 times. At 510, as I said, Colin, pass it in on the vendor bid. No one gets the right to negotiate. Means you have no advantage. First call at 510 with me, the vendor. Second call, 510,000. 15, I'll take if it gets you back, Colin. I'll take your 5. Can't be more fair than that. At 510. Third, final time.
I'll give you 500.
500? No, only 5,000, Colin.
No.
You got your zeros mixed up. You gave me 1,000 before I was looking for 10. You keep leaving 1,000 off.
No.
I need 5,000, 510 is the bid. 515, I'll take. Third and final time. Give yourself the chance to negotiate, Colin. Otherwise, as I said, you don't get the advantage. Throw your offer in with everyone else. I'll tell you what, Colin, if you bid 515, I won't vendor bid against you. You have my word. Trust me, I'm a real estate agent.
No, look, I'll give you 1,000, so I'll go to 11.
Thank you, I appreciate it, but politely decline. 515, not $1 less.
You were going to be happy with 10.
I was going to be happy, but I was always going to vendor bid against you. I just didn't tell you that part. But now I'm telling you I won't vendor bid against you at 515. As I said, you have my word. You can't trust a real estate agent. Who can you trust? At 515. Give yourself a chance to negotiate. Buy the place.
Nah. 11 is as far as I'll go.
Pardon?
11 is as far as I'll go.
I appreciate the offer. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do is going to press pause here. Going to go speak to the owners. I have the bid 510. Politely decline the 1,000. 510 is the bid. Just going to press pause. We'll be back in a moment. Meeting. If you just confirm we've had an increase in the bidding to 565, if you could just nod or come off mute. Got a nod there, Colin? Thumbs up, maybe that'll do. Thumbs up, there we go. $565,000 is the bid. Clear instructions on the market, we're selling away. Get a call at 3 times. At 565,000 first call. At 565 second call. Third and final time at 565,000. We're selling. Ladies and gentlemen, we've sold. Congratulations. Well bid, well bought. Congratulations. And 61 Dorset Road in Boronia. Fantastic offering that we have for you. Boronia Road, just a short stroll down to the train station of Boronia Central, being in the media, in the news this week. It is earmarked for a major train station redevelopment. There's already started the Boronia Central upgrade. Plenty of stuff is happening in the area. It's a wonderful suburb. If you want to buy the land bank or develop or hang on and appreciate as value and infrastructure goes up, 979 square metres of the finest soil that Boronia has on offer. Multiple high density development area that you have. You've got some commercial zoning just up the road as well for the creative developer, of course, subject to council approval. It is a fantastic property, plenty of potential. 4 bedrooms, 1 bathroom already with a tenant in place. 979 square metres. It is a blank canvas. Get stuck in. What do? Do you hang on and land bank it and sell in the years to come once the train station's upgraded and all the good things that are happening and make a lot of money? Well, I'll throw it over to you. Opening bidder off and get me on the way. 161 Dorset Road in Boronia. Where do we start? Happy to start it with me, a vendor, but I'll start in there, bottom of the quote range, $880,000. At $880,000 with me, the vendor bid. Let's go from there. At $880,000, clearly bid off it now at $880. Gonna call it 3 times. First call, $880,000. Second call, $880,000. Third and final time, $880,000 with me, the vendor. Well, we're going to move it along nice and quick. Nice round numbers up auctioneers. We love the round ones. At $900,000. Last vendor bid for me. Going to call it 3 times. First call, $900,000 with me, the vendor. Second call, $900,000 with me, the vendor. Third, final time, at $900,000 with me, the vendor. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we say, auctions are a process. They're not an event. Plenty of interest in this property, I'm sure. Now we're going to move down to the next stage of our campaign. If you have interest in the property, reach out to Chen or myself. I would love to speak to you, but I'm sure next time you drive down Dorset Road and you have a look at the signboard at 161, you're going to see a sell sticker. Thanks for coming out to today's auctions. Have a lovely day, and we'll see you at the next Ringwood Online Auctions.